Why does she always choose him? Why is it that you, the one who follows all the rules, the one who believes he's doing everything right, remain unnoticed? Does it ever strike you as strange that despite your best efforts, your every move calculated, you still can't break through? The answer, hidden in plain sight, is more unsettling than you could imagine. You see, attraction isn't a game you've been taught to play, it's a deadly chess match, where most are nothing more than pawns, unaware of the invisible forces pulling the strings. You might think you're making the right moves, but you're simply following the rules, her rules. The truth. She's always 5 steps ahead, playing a game you didn't even know existed. And the worst part, she's not even aware of it herself. She's just following her nature while you're still trying to decipher the code. You've heard the words, haven't you? Be yourself, they tell you. Just be confident. But in the depths of this war of attraction, those words are nothing but echoes, mere distractions. You're told to mold yourself into a version she'll love, but what if the version she truly desires is one you've never even considered? The pull of attraction is not about perfection, it's about the unseen force that she doesn't even understand herself, yet it controls her every decision. You, the man who does everything right, are caught in a trap of predictability, a cage of emotional repetition that you can't see. You're not failing because you're not good enough. You're failing because you're following a script she's already read 1,000 times before. She already knows the ending to your story, and yet the mystery persists. What is it that she really wants? What is it that drives her, pulls her, makes her fall? There's a deeper truth buried beneath her. Every smile, her every glance. A truth you're not seeing because you've been conditioned to look only at the surface, at the obvious. You play the game, but you don't understand the rules. You think attraction is about what you can give her, your time, your attention, your loyalty, but it's not. It's about the invisible dynamics of power, of emotional resonance, of self-perception. You're not attracting her. You're simply revealing who you truly are, whether you like it or not. The love you attract mirrors your own subconscious truth, a reflection of your fears, your insecurities, your inner battles. And until you understand that, you'll remain stuck in the same loop, forever chasing something just out of reach. But what if you could break free from this prison of misunderstanding? What if there was a way to shift the power in your favor? A way to see through the smoke and mirrors of attraction, to uncover the silent hidden forces that dictate everything. You're standing at the edge of a revelation, one that only a few have dared to explore. The question is, are you ready to see the truth, or will you turn away, afraid of what might shatter the illusion? What you don't know is more dangerous than you think. The door is open, but only a select few dare to step through. Will you be one of them? Imagine for a moment that everything you believe about love, about desire, about what women truly want, is a lie so perfectly constructed that you never even noticed the cracks in your logic. You try to be the perfect man, the one she will desire, the one who will win her heart. But what if she never wanted that? What if what you see as right is exactly what pushes her away? Love, desire, attraction, at their core, have nothing to do with you, and everything to do with who you truly are. The love you attract reflects who you really are. Not the man you try to be, but the man you barely dare to face in the mirror. You think of yourself as the predator, but you're merely the prey, and you have no idea. The magnetism you feel, the attraction you try to control, is nothing more than an invisible force that either attracts or repels, depending on your internal vibration. Every action, every word you say is being read and absorbed by her, and you have no clue. With every move you make, every emotion she perceives, you either draw closer or farther away from what she truly desires. She's not playing the game the way you think. She doesn't need the perfect man. She needs something you haven't even considered. The essence of who you truly are. And the mirror, that old enemy, never lies. It's hard to admit, but the truth is, a woman's love isn't a prize you win by following the rules. It is the direct reflection of something much deeper. Your connection to yourself, your unconscious understanding of the power you hold. The problem isn't that you're not good enough. The problem is that you've forgotten who you truly are, and until you wake up to this truth, until you understand the immense power hidden in the shadows of your being, you'll be doomed to play a game you'll never understand. But there's something more, something that's never spoken aloud. She doesn't choose you, not because you're not good enough, but because she already sees something you can't yet recognize. She already knows who you truly are, and that's what keeps her away. It's not what you do, it's what you carry within. A woman, at her core, isn't seeking love, she's seeking power. The power of being chosen. The power of being seen, of being desired without having to ask. She doesn't want the easy love, the love any man can give. She wants the rare love, the love of a man who is an enigma, who is unpredictable, who makes her feel something beyond the ordinary. The problem is, you've never questioned which version of yourself you're offering. And the version you're offering is far too predictable for her. You're trapped in a cage of emotional neediness you don't even see. And that prison, that cage, is built by your own insecurities. You see yourself making all the right moves, all the correct choices, and still, she pulls away. The reason is simple, yet cruel. She needs to see more in you. She needs to feel a magnetism that goes beyond your words, your promises, your desperate attempts to please. She doesn't want a man who is just that, a man. She wants someone who is more. Someone who possesses something you don't even realize you have, something invisible, something untamable. What she truly desires is the power of being drawn to someone who has control over their own life, over their own emotions. And you, so far, have only control over your actions. But she sees through that, and she knows that emotional control is what truly attracts her. And you begin to realize with a twinge of discomfort that this dynamic, this attraction, isn't about what you do, but about what you represent. And as painful as it is, you're starting to understand that while you're focused on pleasing her, you're losing what truly matters. Your own essence, the authenticity she craves, but that you've unconsciously abandoned. It's in this rupture, this shock between what you believe and what is actually happening, that the beliefs begin to disintegrate. You feel as if you're falling, but the fall isn't down. It's an ascent disguised as a descent. A woman doesn't choose you because she wants you. She chooses you because deep down she recognizes your value. The paradox is visceral. You think control will win her over, but it's precisely the lack of control that creates real attraction. You who think you're taking charge of the situation have no idea that she already knows what you're going to do. The difference between you and the man she truly desires doesn't lie in actions, but in the energy he carries. He is a mystery, a risk, something no one can predict, and you, no matter how hard you try, are just a story she already knows by heart. Then, the black hole of your own emotions appears, a vacuum that pulls your certainties inside, consuming every piece of what you thought you knew. She isn't in love with what you do. She's in love with what you represent. She needs something that goes beyond the surface, beyond the gestures, beyond the words. What she seeks is the intensity of the experience, the untamable energy that comes from a man who isn't trying to please her but simply being. But you, so far, have been so immersed in the rules of the game that you don't realize that by following the norms, you've already trapped yourself in a script with no way out. Every word, every act, every movement becomes a reflection of your desire for control. And at the same time, your relentless pursuit of control is exactly what makes her pull away. The game, the seduction, the attraction, none of it is controllable. You can't make someone fall in love. You can only be the version of yourself that makes desire blossom organically. And if you're stuck thinking there's a right path, a formula to follow, you're only digging your own emotional grave. A woman is not an easy enigma to solve. She is a silent storm, a force of nature that cannot be tamed by logic. And no matter how much you try to decipher her, there is something deep within her that remains unreachable. What she seeks is not something you can buy, conquer, or manipulate. True desire is like a diamond, rare, inaccessible, and therefore irresistible. The beauty of the diamond lies not in its form, but in its scarcity. And what she seeks in a man is precisely that. Something rare, something unique, something that cannot be replicated, copied, or controlled. But in order to understand this, you need to strip away your own illusions. What you're really seeking is validation, recognition. You want to be the man she chooses, the man she desires. But what she's truly after is not the man you want to be, but the man you already are, only you haven't yet realized the power you carry. The secret, the thing you still don't understand, is that true power doesn't lie in pleasing. It lies in being unwavering, in being whole in your own truth. She won't fall in love with a man who's trying to please her. She'll fall in love with the one who, even unknowingly, is already a diamond, something rare and precious. Now the big question, are you ready to see this truth, or will you continue lost in your own false certainties? You followed the rules, played by the book, and yet here you are, stuck in the same place, yearning for something more, but feeling no closer to the object of your desire. There's a painful irony in all this, a secret that no one dares speak aloud. The more you try to be what she wants, the more you lose what she craves. She isn't drawn to the predictable, to the safe, to the man who simply follows a formula. She's drawn to the unknown, to the untamed energy of a man who dares to be himself, not for her, but for the world, for the life he leads. And in that boldness, in that unapologetic self-possession, there lies the magic that makes her heart race. But here's the catch. It isn't about being reckless. It's not about abandoning everything to chase fleeting thrills. No, what she's really drawn to is the presence of a man who isn't afraid to walk his own path, who isn't afraid to let the world see him as he truly is. The fear that holds you back, that binds you to the chains of your predictable behavior, is the very thing that makes you invisible to her. She's waiting for you to break free from it, to see beyond your own limited beliefs. She doesn't want to mold you into someone else. She wants to witness the rare power that exists when a man stands confidently in his own truth, without apology or fear. The paradox here is excruciating. What she wants most from you is not what you think she wants. The common mistake men make is believing that attraction is a transaction, that if they do enough, give enough, they will earn her affection. But love, true attraction, is not earned. It is recognized. She doesn't want what you have to offer. She wants what you already are. And the truth is, you don't even see it. You're so focused on being the right man that you forget to be the real man. You're not just playing the wrong game, you're playing someone else's game, and the rules are rigged from the start. The real question now is not what you've done wrong, but what you haven't yet discovered. You've been looking in the wrong places, grasping at empty symbols, desperately trying to please her, when all along the real treasure was buried inside you. It's not in the gestures you make or the effort you put in. It's in the silent, untouchable force that radiates from a man who knows who he truly is and isn't afraid to stand in that power. This is the final revelation that will unlock everything you've been seeking. But here's the problem. Understanding this truth isn't enough. You must live it. You must embody it. The transformation, the awakening, is not a single moment. It is a continuous, evolving journey. And until you take that first step, the truth will remain just out of reach, like a shimmering mirage in the distance. What lies ahead is not an easy path. It will demand everything from you. It will force you to question everything you've ever known. But the reward, it's something no one can take from you. It's the quiet, unshakable power of self-awareness, the key that opens the door to everything you've been searching for, The power to be irresistible, not because you're trying to be, but because you no longer need to try. You just are, and now the choice is yours. To remain where you are, trapped in the illusions and rules that have kept you stuck, or to step into the unknown, where only the brave dare venture. Are you ready to uncover the deepest truths that will change the way you see yourself and the world of attraction forever? Or will you stay on the edge, afraid to cross the threshold into the realm of the untamed, the rare, and the truly irresistible? The answers you seek are waiting. There's a door in front of you, invisible to most, yet you can sense it, feel the subtle pressure pushing you toward it. This door is the divide between the ordinary and the extraordinary, the realm where the real truth lies, far beyond the surface-level games that keep most men entrapped. And just behind it lies the raw power of being a man who truly understands attraction, who sees beyond the veils of illusion. But there's a catch. You can't just walk through it. You have to choose. You have to decide, once and for all, whether you're willing to face what's on the other side. What awaits beyond this door isn't comfort, it isn't safety or the predictable path that everyone else follows. No, what lies behind it is uncertainty, transformation, and the chaos of true self-awareness. The moment you cross into this space, everything will change. The ground beneath your feet will shift, your old beliefs will crumble, and you will find yourself in a world where attraction isn't a game to be won, but a force to be wielded. The question is, are you ready to be the one who defines the rules of the game? Or will you remain on the outside, watching as others walk through that door and embrace their true power? The pull of that door is undeniable. You feel it, the energy crackling in the air, and yet there's hesitation. What if you're not ready? What if the price is too high? These are the questions that keep most men trapped, but the ones who step through are the ones who emerge as something else entirely. They stop being players in the game and start being the ones who shape it. They don't chase desire, they become the force that creates it. They don't follow the rules, they become the rule. And that's what terrifies most men. The truth is, this transformation isn't for everyone. It's for the few who dare to look into the mirror and face the man staring back at them without excuses or apologies. What stands between you and this transformation is fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of stepping into a place where you're no longer in control. But that's the final illusion. That control ever truly existed. The only thing you've ever controlled is your ability to deceive yourself into thinking you're playing the game right. But deep down, you've always known there was something more, something beyond the surface-level strategies and tactics, something real, powerful, and untamed, and it's waiting for you. As you stand before that doorway, something stirs inside you. It's not just a desire to understand more or to play the game better. It's something deeper. A call to unlock the very core of who you are and to step into a power that's been dormant for far too long. You're at the edge of a precipice, and in that moment, the weight of all your doubts, fears, and uncertainties falls away. The only thing that matters now is the choice to cross the threshold and awaken to a new version of yourself, or to remain frozen in place, trapped by your old beliefs and limitations. In this moment, you realize that everything you thought you knew about attraction was just the surface. The true force of attraction comes not from what you do, but from who you are when you're fully aligned with your own power. This is the secret that very few men ever discover. Attraction isn't something you earn or chase. It's something you embody. It's not about trying to be someone else or following a script. It's about tapping into your own authentic self and letting that raw, unfiltered energy shine through. It's the energy of a man who knows his worth, who isn't afraid to stand alone, and who doesn't need validation from anyone, especially not from her. The awakening isn't gentle. It isn't a quiet moment of self-reflection. It's a jolt to your core, a realization that shakes the foundation of everything you've ever believed. But once you feel it, Once you experience this shift, there's no going back. You'll never see attraction or yourself the same way again. The power that flows from this new understanding is limitless. You'll no longer be the one chasing desire. You'll become the one who is desired, and in that power you'll finally be free. But there's one final test. This is where most men falter, where they shrink back from the very thing they've been seeking their entire lives. The truth is, the final test isn't about external validation. It's about embracing your own power fully, without compromise. It's the moment when you realize that you don't need to prove anything to anyone, including her. You don't need her approval. You don't need her attention. You simply need to stand in your own strength and be present in the world as you are. The test is whether you can withstand the pressure of this new truth. Will you succumb to the old patterns of behavior, of chasing, of trying to control? Or will you rise to the challenge and stand as the man you were always meant to be? This is where most men fail. They think they understand the game, but they still operate from a place of need. True power, true attraction is born from freedom. The freedom to be unapologetically yourself, without fear of rejection or judgment. And so, the question remains, are you ready to pass this final test? To embrace the untamed, undeniable force within you? To break free from the chains of your past and step into a new world where you are no longer just playing the game, but becoming the very force that drives it? The choice is yours, but know this. Once you cross this line, there's no turning back. You will never be the same again. And in that change, you will find everything you've been searching for. The truth was never hidden in the words you've heard or the actions you've taken. It was always buried in the silence between them, in the quiet space where desire and power intertwine. Like a diamond, the brilliance only comes from its rarity, and now, as you stand on the precipice of understanding, you realize that the very thing you've been searching for, your own power, was concealed in plain sight all along. It was there waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to look beyond the surface, beyond the formulas and rules, to find the one truth that will change everything. The game was never about her. It was always about you. You've been playing on a chessboard where the moves were predetermined, where every action and reaction followed an invisible script. But as you now begin to grasp, the real game isn't on the board. The true moves are the ones you make within yourself, the ones that shift the very way you understand your own existence. What you thought was chance, a random dance of attraction, was always a code, an encrypted language waiting for you to decipher. You never saw it because you were too busy trying to play a game that wasn't yours to begin with. And now, as the echoes of the truth reverberate inside you, there's a deep knowing that nothing is ever the same again. The power you sought, the attraction you craved, was never about the rules of others. It was always about finding your own rhythm, your own magnetic force that draws what you truly deserve. The question lingers, what if the truth was always there, hidden in the spaces between her words, in the unspoken gaps of the conversations you've had? What if what you thought was random was always a carefully crafted design, waiting for you to see it? The journey isn't over. The game has only just begun, but now it's your move. No longer chasing shadows or following patterns, you are the force that reshapes the game itself. And as you stand at the threshold, the feeling that stirs within you is not one of uncertainty but of revelation. You have awakened to the fact that the power you seek lies within you, not in mastering her, but in mastering yourself. You can feel it now, like an unspoken promise that echoes through your veins. So if this truth has begun to stir something inside you, something that feels like the first breath of a new life, the next step is inevitable. Follow this path. Share your understanding, explore this power, and let it ripple outward. This journey, now that you've started, calls for you to go deeper, to share this awakening, and to continue seeking what has always been yours to claim.